Yeah, this here is Backwoods Billy coming to the beautiful Delmarva Eastern Shore where it has been freaking humid and very buggy. So, had a lot of rain recently. Again, temperatures in the 100s, 90s, and last time we dipped in the 70s, today we went back to 90s. The rain again. Anyway, we're going to do one on Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers by Anheuser-Busch. First brewed in 1876. Budweiser, the frogs. They've had a lot of commercials. Since 1957, it's been the #1 selling beer in the United States, which is an interesting fact. A lot of people in craft beer are like, it is the fucking enemy. Oh no, that Budweiser. Let's tell you something. First of all, it is distinctive in the fact that they age it with bushwood barrels. Well, beechwood, excuse me, beechwood. But really, simply saying, imparts a taste, and it does. But one of the reasons to do that, and the main reason, it actually helps clarify the beer before they had the filtration systems that they do now. It helped take out some of the impurities and things with the yeast, so the beer became clearer. Lagers are lagered or stored. In essence, they become clearer. So that's why you have a very straw color, light pale, lemon color, etc. when you do a lager typically. Anyway, it is a lager. They use only the finest barley, hops, malts, and they have their own proprietary yeast that was, I think, Augustus or Adolf Busch, whoever it was. It was Adolf that was originally brewed the beer. Since then, that strain is still the only yeast that's used. So they do some good things with it. Now, people say it's got corn, and actually, according to Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch, it does not utilize any corn. Anyway, it has rice. The idea of the rice is it helps, again, filter some of the things with the beer. Also, it's an adjunct, which is not a bad word. It's another way they're gaining alcohol content. Now, where I'm drinking it, it's at 5% alcohol. It could be 4% or 3.8 or 3.2, depending where you are. I believe it's 3.2. I could be off on that. Because they adjust it, because some states have different regulations in countries on the alcohol content. Now, for all this stuff that the craft beer industry does, they pick on a giant, and here's why. Now, I'm not talking about Michelob or Budweiser Light or Busch or any other beer that they have. It's craft beer, Goose on, whatever. Budweiser, the brand, and Budweiser only. For every 4 beers consumed in the United States, 1 is a Budweiser. That's a powerful statement. 1 in 4 is a Budweiser. I think worldwide it's a 1 in 2 or 1 in 3. They lead it, and I think it was a Tsango or Tsang, whatever it's called. It's a giant made in China, which Miller Coors owns. They just acquired that. It is widely consumed in Asia. So anyway, and in Africa, some other countries, they use millet beer, and the way they do it, they actually spit. And you don't know some areas they do that, how they get the beer. But it's not consumed widely over there. Now, so it's a widely consumed beer. Being a lager, it'll pretty much pair well with anything. Now, I don't like anybody to criticize a beer and becomes a snob, because in my opinion, you're falling into the bullshit. And if you look at the owner of Dogfish Head, he even states that they pick on the big ones because they don't have the time or care, because there's such market share full of them. Now, when I pour the beer, pour is a nice pour, very everything's coming, a lot of Everett's in there, a lot of bubbles. You smell the doughy, so the beer right away. Now, it's a very pale straw color. This is very light, golden yellow. Sweet, bready malts you get off of it. A little bit from these, mainly the malts.
Sorry, I was being attacked.
And I believe the IBUs is only 12 IBUs. That's not very high in the bittering. Very tasty beer. You can get a slight bit of the woodiness. It's not as much as some people say, and blah, blah, blah. And I bought for this, what's a 16 ounce? Or 20 ounce, 22. It's a bomber anyway. I'll tell you how many ounces it is. Anyway, I only paid 92 cents for this. That's cheap. Some liquor stores are higher at $1.50, but that's cheap. It's a good beer. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're going to be a connoisseur of beers, you want to taste different things and taste different, then I tend to do that. But in the 1001 beers to try before you die, or you must try before you die book, this is listed. There's another book that talks about beers around the world. I'm called I Own It. I've mentioned it, showed it before, but basically, it's one of the beers they suggest that you drink. So try it out. I will say this. This beer is actually one of the cheapest beers to produce, if not the cheapest. When it first came out, it wasn't. because the way it was aged in the barrels, etc. So anybody that's buying it, making fun of somebody doing craft beer, I can come back at them and say, actually, they made more money on you than a craft beer company did. But what is it? Dogfish has got a beer, the 120, $10 a bottle. Anybody that pays that buys more than one, you're a fool. It's marketing. They market it like it's something. I'll tell you right now, for what you buy 2 bottles for, I can make a couple cases of that stuff myself. Not that difficult. Anyway, I like the beer. As far as most people in craft beer go, it's not as complex, and they're correct. This is not a very complex beer. But if you're out on the boat fishing, you're swimming, hiking, you want to sit back at the campfire, there's nothing wrong with a Budweiser. It'll pair well with anything: steak, cheeseburgers, pizza, seafood, whatever you want. It pairs well with it. It's the best.
Mosquitoes.
No, pardon me.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah, the funny thing is mosquitoes have been flying into it, so that's a good sign. But
They've been attacking me.
it's good. It's not. I mean, the mouthfeel on this is going to be on the lighter side. I'd say like medium light. A very light would be like a light beer. That's going to be your lightest. But this is going to be on the medium side. So light mouthfeel. Not very much lacing on the glass. You can see the head dissipates quickly. It goes down smooth. It's a sessionable beer at 5% alcohol by volume or less, depending where you are. Don't fall into this that somehow Anheuser-Busch is ripping you off, and they're not. I mean, the beer is reasonably priced. And I like craft beer, but don't be a beer snob and say, oh, you know, Budweiser's wrong or Coors is wrong. Let me tell you something. Every beer has a market. And if you like that beer, don't let someone else tell you should drink something else. If you like craft beer, then drink craft beer. I personally prefer stouts, porters, things of that nature, but I drink all beers. I'm not going to criticize any matter. For what this is a lager that's beechwood aged, meant to have a light mouthfeel, crisp, clean, sessionable, and pair well with anything. It hits all of its marks. So I'm going to give Budweiser 2 thumbs up. Now, is this a complex beer that you're going to sit here and pick all these different tones up in a minute? No, there's just not that much going. You can pick up the
It's everyday,
otherwise
not let you down kind of
beer. But I mean, this is not something I drink every day.
No, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I drink Natty Bell, don't get me wrong, which is even cheaper than this. Drink that a lot. But I like Budweiser. There's nothing wrong with 2 thumbs. You like it, don't let somebody dissuade you from it. It's Backwoods Billy. Have a nice day.